Welcome to the Chronic Pleasure Podcast, where we talk about all things pleasurable and some of the things that might get in the way. So my name is Karen Laurie. I'm your hostess. And today I got a question about why am I afraid? This was somebody else asking, why am I afraid to shine my light? And there can be so many reasons. So I'm going to just share some of the reasons, and then I'm going to tell you a story about one of my clients and then some things that you can do. So the first thing is that a lot of people can be afraid to shine their light because they've been told, from parents or from school or from friends that they're not good enough. They've been shamed, perhaps. They've been reprimanded and gotten in trouble a lot. They've been disciplined a lot. They have been told that that there's something wrong with them, or that they're stupid, or that they're not good enough in lots of different ways. Just not, don't do this to other people and don't do it to yourself. So people can have that kind of background, but there's so many things that can get in the way of shining your light. And for example, one of my clients, her mom and dad had two boys, and they lived in China. And at the time that, they weren't allowed to have more than two kids. And the mom got pregnant again with the girl who's now my client. And she had to hide her pregnancy while she was in China. And she had to hide it, and it was dangerous. She would have to abort my lovely client if she was caught. So she was hiding my client, and she was nervous and afraid, probably. And then they came to America, where you could have as many kids as you want. And she had my client. And my client grew up in this family where the mother had been stressed out about hiding, and where the client in utero had been told that it was not safe to be seen, had been told that no one should know about her, had been told that she was a secret, that no one could find out, that it could be really dangerous if they found out. So my client was not even aware of this connection. But I had remembered that she had told me about that. So when she brought up this issue of wanting to shine her light as an actor, but feeling not sure why she felt all this resistance, why she didn't want to take action, what we saw was that there was beliefs that she had married. This is from a previous podcast where I talk about how, so many of us marry beliefs, because in sign language, the word for belief is thoughts that you marry. It's two signs, thought that you marry. And so many people have married thoughts that they should never have gone to coffee with. So in utero, she had married thoughts that she should not have gone to coffee with about the safety of being seen, about the safety of being out in the world, shining your light. So we ended up doing some deeper work, and we actually helped her let go of that trauma that had come from having to be hidden and from it being dangerous to be out in the world. And now she's more comfortable. She's working more. She's gotten just more herself. She's more herself, and it's beautiful. And she's shining her light in her acting. She's shining her light with her children. She's shining her light with her husband, with her friends. And what's happened is she's become more of who she came here to be. So a lot of people have this question, how come I can't shine my light? And I will say, there's not one answer. It's a whole slew of different things that can happen that can make people afraid to shine their light. And so I want to encourage you, if you're wanting to shine your light and you're afraid to do it, one is find someone that you can trust that knows how to shift it. Because what I've seen, a friend came over the other day, and he goes, he said, yeah, I talked to this guy who's like a healer guy, and he said, I had this problem and this problem and this problem. And I said, well, did he help you fix it? And he said, no. And I'm like, well, That's totally irresponsible. Don't tell somebody they have a problem unless you know how to fix it and you can help them fix it. And so what I would suggest is you find someone that you trust that can help you fix it. Because like with her, my client, she wasn't even aware that she'd been programmed in this way. It wasn't a conscious thought. I just knew it because it had come up in conversation as we'd worked together. And so I had an objective way to access things that she couldn't see. Because when you have thoughts that you've married that you never should have gone to coffee with, you get this sort of, it's almost like you've got a occlusion going over what, like if you have a windshield in front of you, if you're trying to get to what you want, you've got all this sort of dirt and smush from those belief systems that don't work for us. But you can't see the belief systems because they are born usually when we're very young. So here's the thing. One is, I would suggest, if you can, find someone you trust, find someone who knows not just that you have the problem, but how to help you solve the problem. That is what I do, but I think there's plenty of people out there that can help. I'm hoping, and then that's one thing. I would suggest working with people, like I ask my clients, I say, it's really great if you can work with me consistently over time, because it seems like things get better right away. I have clients where things start to improve after the first session, but if they work over time and work consistently, people really start to open up in ways, because, you're having the experience of a birthday or Christmas or some sort of contrast that happens, or something that happens with your child or your partner or your whatever. And those things are where you can really undo the blocks that people have. So I like when people work on a consistent level for a time. It doesn't have to be forever, but for some time, until they have that wisdom within themselves and they're so clear that they know their own inner guidance and they're able to follow it. So I would suggest finding someone. The other thing I would suggest is, if you can, practice recognizing when you're present and when you're not. Most people aren't present when they watch TV. Most people aren't present when they drive. Most people aren't present when they're eating. The things that we know how to do on an automatic that our subconscious can run, those things, if you can start to be present while you're doing everything, your presence can help you become aware of the blocks that you might have and how to fix them. The problem is that you want to be really happy when you're present, and really like the more happy you are. That's why I've written all these books on chronic pleasure. It's because I want to gift you how to be happy. And so if you can be happy, then you're gonna also, it's gonna be easier to be present. It's hard to be really present when you're triggered into something old. So, but being present is a path. There's another thing you can do, which is to practice breathing deeply. So when I breathe, I can feel my bottom of my rib cage expand. I can feel my diaphragm push down on my belly and on my digestive organs. It feels so freaking good to breathe deeply. I feel my pelvic bones sort of gently moving in and out. And I feel my sacrum, which is the big bone at the bottom of your spine, kind of a flat bone. I feel my sacrum sort of like moving back a little bit with each breath, with each deep breath. And it's very pleasurable. I highly recommend breathing deeply into your belly as much as you can, into your pelvis. And then also, as you do that, you're breathing. If you do it, breath is the liaison between your conscious and your subconscious mind. There's other ones as well, but breath helps you track. If you're breathing consciously, it helps you access stuff in your subconscious, because if you are consciously breathing slow and deep, your subconscious is going to open up in a way. You're going to get more relaxed, and it'll be easier for you to be happy and to feel good, because like I said, it feels so good to breathe deeply. It's like that is a pleasure that you can have chronically. And if you can appreciate that, it's going to amplify it more. But what else can you do if you're having a hesitation about shining your light? First of all, I would practice soothing yourself. And what do I mean by that is, I'm safe to shine my light. I'm safe to be myself. People love when I shine my light. This is all true, by the way. This is all true. People love when we shine our lights. Everyone wants our lights to shine. Trust me, I'm in my car. I'm not now, but if I were driving in my car, when people are present in their car, we have these incredible engaged conversations. There are lots of people that are just driving on road. I shouldn't say conversations, but we have these incredible silent communication, sometimes real communication. But we're connecting because I'm really present, and if they happen to be present in that moment, it's an exhilarating connection. And and same thing everywhere you go. If you're someplace and you're present, people see it and you look lit up. So being present is a really huge part of shining your light. And so that's why I say you want to really practice breathing deeply and feeling the sensation of your breath. That will help you be more present. And breathing deeply when you drive, breathing deeply when you eat, breathing deeply when you watch television. I don't even watch television anymore because I want to be the one that I want to be really present, and I also want to be the one that programs myself. So I don't watch something else that can program me. It's not that I don't ever watch it. I watch sometimes movies or medical things or stuff like that, but I generally, even while I'm doing it, I stay really present, so nothing's programming me in a negative way. So that recognition that you can soothe yourself, that you can be kind to yourself, and you can tell yourself, it's safe. There's a feeling that safety is, and it feels like you're comfortable, feels like you're relaxed, feels like you are, at peace, that everything's working out. It feels beautiful. It feels like you can breathe deeply. Safety also feels like you have a wide periphery. You can see out the sides of your eyes. This peripheral vision tells your body you're safe. The breathing deeply tells your body that you're safe. And so what happens is you can start to practice thinking about shining and increasing your breath, increasing your peripheral vision, and maybe saying a word of like safe or secure or, something like that, lovable, while you're imagining that you're being, that you're shining your light. You might have some subconscious blocks. And if you do, like I said, I would really get someone that you trust, that is trustworthy, that knows how to help you undo them. And the more that you breathe deeply, the more you have your periphery out, the more that you're present, those things won't get activated as much. Some people say, if it's not activated, it's not affecting you. But I've seen with myself and my clients that things that were not conscious, I wasn't even aware of them, or they weren't aware of them, but they were active on a quiet level. And the people wouldn't know, why can't I do this thing? Why can't I have this thing I want? They didn't know what it was. And so that's where a person comes in who loves you, who cares about you, who wants you to have what you want, and who will also make sure that you can undo those things, and who's a good listener for you and able to connect for you. The other thing that I think is fun to be present is to do things. This is my reaction ball. It's not my color, but it is super fun. And I use this reaction ball, and what it does is it trains my mind, my eyes, my hands, everything, to be more attentive, to be more focused, to be more processing speed quicker, to have better agility, to have better reactions. And so I do things like that to help me. Even if you're on YouTube, you can look up, I have a YouTube video of me doing this ball in my kitchen. Do not have any glass nearby that can be broken. Yeah, no, even dishes that are, whatever it is, ceramic. No, don't have them out. Make sure everything's put away, because this ball bounces. This ball bounces crazy. And part of that craziness is you have to be present when you're doing that. If you have a sport you like, or something you like that makes you really present, maybe it's playing music, maybe it's playing tennis, maybe it's playing ping pong, maybe it's doing something that makes you feel like you have to put some attention on it, that's a way to stay really present. And in fact, most people who are doing extreme sports, they start out doing those sports as kids because that was a relief of being present when they started. And so now they have this great association with these sports because they had to have good focus at that time when they were kids. So I want you to know that you can shine. You can also look up the word shine in a synonym dictionary or a synonym thesaurus and look at all the words that are words of shine, and you can ascribe them to yourself. I am radiant. I am luminous. I glow. I am beautiful. I am confident. I am charismatic. You can look up those words. I didn't look it up, so I don't know what the words are offhand, but I'm just saying how I feel. I feel radiant. I feel luminous. I feel like I'm glowing. I feel full of love. I feel comfortable. I feel like I can shine as much as I want and that it's welcomed. So I feel welcomed. I feel allowed to shine. So as you give yourself those kind of words and you practice it and practice it and practice it, you will start to become more free to be who you really came here to be, to shine your light, to be who you want to be, and to have more fun. And when you shine your light, more good things happen. So again, my name is Karen Lloyd. This is the Chronic Pleasure Podcast. You can get my books for free, which will help you recognize and let go of a lot of the thoughts that you married that you never should have gone to coffee with. And because of that, I offer to you for free. This podcast is for free. I offer to you to go to chronicpleasurebook.com, chronicpleasurebook.com. And at chronicpleasurebook.com, you can get free downloads of all my books. And I love you so much. I'm so glad you're here. And I do want you to shine. When you shine, everyone else in the world can really recognize that you are a gift, and then they feel more comfortable to shine. So there's a benefit for you shining, and I love you, and I want to see the brightness of who you are. I just adore you. Thank you.